This is the new DJI Mini 3. It's better than the Mini 2, not quite as sophisticated as the Mini 3 Pro. But then again, it's also not quite the same price either. So without further ado, let's take a look at this latest model from DJI. Hello, I'm Ian and I play with drones, and this is the latest model from DJI, the new DJI Mini 3. As I said, a toned down version of the Mini 3 Pro that most of you know has become my favourite model to fly over the last 6 months or so, not least because of the quality of the pictures and the video that you get from it, and of course the freedom you get in flying in almost pretty much every location and its ability to fly in pretty much every environment. But a very common question I get asked is whether or not the extra features you get with the Mini 3 Pro are worth paying almost double the price of the Mini 2. And that was a fair question, as the Mini 2 is a brilliant and very capable drone. So I guess DJI have obviously heard this question too, as they have now brought us this, the new DJI Mini 3, very much built on the strengths of the Mini 3 Pro, but missing a few of the extra features and trimming down the price at the same time. So, is this a good alternative for anyone considering upgrading from the Mini 2 or for adding a new sub 250 gram drone to their collection so they can fly in pretty much every location? Well, that is what I want to go through today and work out, because yet again, DJI are playing it very, very smart, and they're offering this in a number of different options and packages. I have to say, I do actually think it's pretty brilliant that DJI are bringing out these models to all work with the existing RCN1 remote and also the newer RC remote, which has got the built-in screen. So if you've already got one of these remotes, you won't need to double up and pay for an additional remote that you frankly don't need. Anyway, as I said, a few different options available for the Mini 3. You can buy the drone only, you can buy it with the old RCN1 remote or the drone with the new RC remote, or you can buy this, the Mini 3 Flymore Combo. That's what I've got today, so let's open it up and have a look at what's inside. So here it is. Like I said, this is the Mini 3 Flymore Combo package. It really is the full package. You've got the drone, the new RC remote with the built-in screen, 3 batteries, you get the charging hub, 3 full sets of spare props, the carry case, and also the charging cables. It's USB-C, so there is no charger included. That's where it goes these days. You're going to need at least a 30-watt charger to get these batteries charged up in just under an hour or so per battery. But it's all about price, isn't it? The Flymore Combo package, everything you see here, it goes for just under £830. That's around 860 US dollars. Now that is around £280 more than the Mini 2 Flymore Combo, but crucially it is almost £200 cheaper than the Mini 3 Pro RC package with the Flymore Combo as well. But like I said, DJI are also offering the Mini 3 in many different packages. So it works, as I said, with both the older N1 remote and the RC remote. So if you've already got a larger drone like the Air 2S or the Mavic 3, you can get this as just drone only without a remote, but with the one battery for £439 or $469, which is a great way to get a sub 250 gram drone into your collection. But if you're after a package with a remote, then you can get the Mini 3 with the older N1 remote and one battery. That is £519, around $559. But I really would recommend you to go for the next package up. The one with the RC package, it really is such a brilliant bit of hardware, and it just transforms the way you're flying. So if you can go for it, I would definitely get the RC package. That package goes for £669 or $699. Remember, the RC remote will work with your Air 2S, so if you have got that, then that may well be the best way to get a new sub 250 gram drone and a brilliant new remote to work with both drones. Anyway, enough on money. Let's take a closer look at the drone itself. You can see how they have improved on the Mini 2 and can also see the similarities with the Mini 3 Pro. The main difference, there are no forward or rear obstacle avoidance sensors, and there are also some other subtle differences with the camera and the functions as well. The batteries, they are the same as the Mini 3 Pro. Now though, you are getting a slightly longer flight time. The spec max flight time of extra 4 minutes at 38 minutes for the standard battery. So in real life, that's probably going to give you around getting on for half an hour before the return to home starts kicking in. If you're in an area where they sell the Plus battery, then you will get a whopping 51 minute spec max flight time. Again, in the real world, that means you should be getting around 40 minutes before the return to home warnings kick in, which is good. And I have to say, I do love the way with every new model, the flight time seems to be creeping up. But anyway, let's have a little closer look at the camera, because obviously that's a key point of this model. You are getting the same size sensor and aperture of the more expensive Mini 3 Pro. It's a 1/1.3 inch 12 megapixel sensor, obviously with 4K video. Point to note is the individual pixel size. They're exactly the same size as the much larger Air 2S. Larger pixels mean they can capture more light and give you better picture and video, especially in low light. And given the Mini 3's large 1.7 aperture and dual native ISO, it's doing pretty well for itself. So quite impressive stuff camera-wise, I think. It's not completely identical though. I'll be doing a separate video comparing the differences between the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro, but for now, I think I could probably summarize it by just saying the Mini 3 has got, 4K video up to 30 frames per second, 2.7K video up to 60 frames per second. Max video bitrate is 100 megabits per second, so you're still going to need a fast micro SD card with a fast write speed. You don't have D-Cinelite color profile, there is no slow motion mode either, and there is no master shots. But you do still have quick shots like the droney and boomerang and selfie and the like. And the camera still rotates to give true vertical stills and video for TikTok and Instagram and the like. And of course, you still get the option of JPEG and RAW photo files up to 12 megapixels. So in short, I think it's a pretty decent camera with most of the main features you get on the more expensive Pro version. As I said though, other main difference though with the Mini 3 is the lack of forward and rear obstacle avoidance sensors. Now, I think most regular viewers of this channel will know my feelings on obstacle avoidance. Frankly, I've always said you should be flying high up above trees and obstacles, away from anything that's going to hit your drone, frankly. You can't rely, I've always said, you can't rely on obstacle avoidance systems to pick up power lines or tree twigs or branches, especially in winter. So to me, not having obstacle avoidance isn't a great loss, but obviously it may be a key consideration to you. Of course, a consequence though of having no obstacle avoidance is also no focus track or follow me function. Now again, this is a feature that is really important to some people, whilst others, myself included, rarely use it. I don't know, maybe I just don't get out on my mountain bike enough. But either way, be aware. There is no focus track follow me. There is no APAS or pilot assistance system for navigating around obstacles either. It does still have the downward vision system to help with keeping things stable when you've got poor GPS, and also to help with landing as well. So that is what you get in the box, and you can see the DJI have clearly given a lot of thought into what features to keep and what to lose in order to lower that retail price and extend the flight time even further. So I think they've actually done pretty well with this package, I really do. But anyway, look, enough of that. Proof is in the pudding, and certainly with the drone, proof is in the flying. So let's get everything charged up and get outside and get flying. Right, RC and the Mini 3 itself all charged up, and the firmware on both updated too. So it is ready for its first flight on this still autumnal day. It's not too bright either. I'm hoping the Mini 3's camera won't have too much problem though in brightening things up. Remember, its sensor has got pixels the same size as the much bigger Air 2S. It's just obviously a 12 megapixel sensor instead of 20 megapixels. But the Mini 3 has also got full HDR or high dynamic range 4K video thanks to its native dual ISO chipset, which basically means it should be great in lower light situations like this autumnal day. Anyway, it is only on its first battery charge, so I'm not expecting a full length flight. Batteries normally get better around 5 to 10 charging cycles, but as I said earlier, the Mini 3 has squeezed some extra flight time It's now got a max spec flight time of 38 minutes. I appreciate in real life that's probably only going to be about 32, 33 minutes actual flight time, and I will be doing a full max flight time test later. But for me, having the extra flight time is always good for being able to plan your shots and not push your luck with the battery or the return to home warnings, which is never a good idea. So it's ready to fly. You can see subtle differences actually in the body from the Mini 3 Pro, including the new front legs. And obviously it's got no rear obstacle avoidance sensors. It doesn't have forward obstacle avoidance either, so I'm guessing these are simply cooling ducts, as it's only got the downward sensors on the Mini 3 as opposed to the Mini 3 Pro. Otherwise, it is pretty similar. Same sub 250 gram weight, same camera that can rotate vertically for TikTok and Insta. And really important one for me, same level of 5 wind resistance. Now, I'm obviously not going to be testing that today as it is a super calm day, but I did fly its bigger brother, the Mini 3 Pro, down in the South Downs in 40-mile-an-hour winds, and it handled things absolutely fine. So knowing this little guy has got exactly the same wind resistance and can hold its own in strong wind, very, very good. Anyway, enough chit-chat, let's get it up.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay, that's good. Only about 30 seconds to satellite lock. Tap the old, make sure I've got good satellites. Always good to make sure you've got at least 15, 16, 17 satellites before you actually take off. So here we are on 17. Right, okay, let's...
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
I have to say, it never ceases to amaze me how quiet the drones are getting now. Mini 3 is no different. Don't know whether or not it's going to come out. Lovely, quiet, low purr of the props there. Okay, let's take it out for a little blast. Very grey, grim day today. Put it into sports mode, get a little bit faster. Okay, right, bit jerky there, so first thing we can do, go into control, go to the advanced gimbal settings, and we can, in sports mode, we can slow things down a little bit. Slow down that yaw rotation, increase the smoothing. Should make things a little bit nicer when we're flying fast. Let's, very grim grey day. Yeah, nice to see down bottom. Got auto, right, let's obviously that's in manual mode, so we can change some of the settings. So we want to increase that shutter speed. Get it down to a nice level. Can keep it on 100. And then obviously you can also change the white balance. It's on auto. You can actually knock that up a little bit, just warm things up a little bit. So nice to see that you've still got the same manual controls on the manual camera settings. So that's very, very good to know. Really, I've got high hopes for all of this. Let's take it for a little spin over the trees. Let's chuck it into some recording as well. Okay, so again, a little bit dark, gloomy. Let's, you can either just knock the EV up, the exposure value. That'll brighten things up a little bit, or you can put it into manual mode as well. Again, obviously a little bit bright there, so let's just bring that down. Reduce the shutter speed, you can see. There we go, nice colours. And again, if we want to change the white balance at all, you can just warm that up a little bit. Oh, not too much. Right, looks nice. Okay, off we go. Very manoeuvrable, very nice. Picking up the greens of the grass there. Very, very difficult. You've got little flashes of green grass and otherwise very, very grey, brown, miserable day. Nice autumn colours there though. So this is in sports mode still, so obviously I'm flying pretty fast. But all good going there. Occasional freezing of the screen, but literally only for a split second. Now I know the video transmission is only 720, so it's not got quite as fast video transmission. It generally seems to be holding its own, but like I said, occasionally we've got this very brief little screen freezing for literally a split second. Take a couple of pictures. Into the light, into the sunlight's always good. See how it handles, so I'm going to put it back into automatic mode. And do a couple of vertical shots. Okay, nice vertical shot there. And then quickly tap it round. Go back to full landscape mode. Now, you see over on the side, you've got the video, you've got the quick shots, and you've got pano. You don't have master shots with the Mini 3. But the fact that you've got all of these little autonomous modes, these little smart modes, is, I think, quite impressive for a toned down drone. Let's just do a couple of, let's have a bit of fun. That's not exactly the most interesting of subjects, so what we might try and do is come back . It is so lovely and quiet, which again is what it's all about, you know. It's making drones more socially acceptable. It looks like a toy, it's very quiet, it's very non-threatening. Members of the public walking past, they're just going to ignore it, and that's exactly what we want. Well, let's focus down on little Ted. Okay, let's do a little rocket on Ted. Okay, so nice bit of fun with the smart shots. Comes back down to its starting position. Right, well, may as well try and use up this battery and see how long I can go for. Okay, first load battery, when's that kicked in? 22. Gonna So you can see the low battery has kicked in. I think it's probably about 22 minutes flight time there, but we still have over 5 minutes of flight time. And like I said, this is the first battery charge. It's always going to be quite poor, and I have been hooning around in sports mode for a lot of this flight. So I'm quite comfortable with that. Let's bring it back. So I will do another video on trying to see the full battery life that you get with the Mini 3, but like I said there, the low battery returns home kicked in after about 22 minutes. It's saying we've got now another 30 seconds until it's going to force landing. Force landing, you can still override with the left stick and lift it up. So if you are pushing the battery, trying to get it back to you, you can still control things with the left stick. And then you see that third time down the bottom there, because I've expanded the little battery indicator, saying just under 3 minutes until forced landing. When you can't do anything, it's just going to land. So that would take us up to around 27 minutes. So we've got the critical battery now, so it's going to land. Molly, come over here, pup. Come on, Molly. Out of the way. Good girl. All right. And down it goes. There we are. Okay, brilliant first little flight there. Very, very happy with that. Nice to see it behaving as you'd expect. Lovely, quiet propeller noise there, which is just such a nice thing. Even when it comes in for a break, it hasn't got that high-pitched whining. And in sports mode, again, very, very quiet. So very, very impressed with that. I think this is an absolutely brilliant mid-ranged model, frankly. Like I said, one of the biggest criticisms I used to hear was the Mini 3 Pro worth doubling the price over the Mini 2? And I struggled, really. It did obviously have quite a few different features, but could you justify that extra £350 or dollars to get the Mini 3 Pro? So this is coming in quite a bit cheaper than the Mini 3 Pro. So brilliant to see this intermediate level model being released by DJI, and obviously just as portable, being able to recharge with USB, both the remote and the drone itself, so you can recharge it with a power bank. Absolutely brilliant. Just adds to the flexibility of it. So I already loved the Mini 3 Pro. Everybody knew that. So it's hard not to love its little brother, basically. So very, very impressed all round. Anyway, got a lot more flying and testing to do over the next few days. So if you like this, a little thumbs up always helps the video cause. Till next time, have fun, happy flying.